I was a Muslim. I was born in Islam and in a Pakistani family in Britain. As you can tell, obviously, by my accent, I'm British. The Lord Jesus began a good work in me, and I know He's going to complete it until the day He returns. When I was a young Muslim, I have made myself some bullet points here so I don't forget, and because sometimes I ramble a little bit. The Lord Jesus, this is how it all began. In 2001. In 2001, basically, I used to read the Quran quite a lot as a young girl, young girl. And I would read the Quran. There's some parts of my testimony that I'm just gonna say it as I recall the events. This was 18 years ago. I basically began reading the Quran and in Arabic, in the Quranic Arabic, when I was young. My dad taught me the Quran. He taught me how to read the Arabic in Quran, which is very common with Muslim families. It's usually that we learn everything we do about the religion from our parents. Our parents are very key in our growth in the faith. So my dad taught me how to read certain verses in the Quran from a very young age. I would say probably from the age of 5. That's how early we start, around age 5. Age 6, age 7, we had to memorize certain verses in the Quran. I mean, this is all in Arabic, not in English. Muslims pray and they memorize scriptures in the Arabic. So, by the time I was in my teens, my late teens, early 20s, I was reading the Quran as I would always do in the Arabic, the Quranic Arabic. And then it would puzzle me because I wasn't able to comprehend exactly what it was I was reading. And this is often the case with many Muslims, is that we can memorize all the verses from heart, from memory. We have all the volumes and volumes of Arabic prayers and scriptures that we memorized. But we wouldn't really know what it is that we were talking about. We didn't understand the language. It's like Hebrew, like supposing that we know the Bible all in Hebrew, but we don't really understand the meaning because it's not our dialect, is it? It's not our language. So English is my first language. My parents speak Urdu, Punjabi in the background, but mostly at home it was English. So try to bear that in mind as I'm talking to you about what it was about the Quran that I didn't understand because it was in Arabic. Eventually, I got to read the Quran in English because my dad gave me an English translation. And then this is just bear in mind how the Lord Jesus works behind the scenes. When He knows the soul is really seeking the truth and we really truly are longing to know what the truth is, He is so faithful, you know. Basically, the more time I spent reading the Quran in the English, because now I had it right in English, I would come across verses about Jesus, and I would compare Him. This is the Jesus in the Quran, not the Jesus that we know in the Bible. So I would start to compare and contrast verses regarding Muhammad and Jesus. And I would question why He died on the cross. I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense. The Quran didn't it was like that. I couldn't find any answers in the Quran regarding this person, Jesus. He seemed so different, so special, really special, you know. Even in the Quran, you guys, imagine that. Imagine that there's a testimony of Jesus even in the Quran.